Hey, welcome back to the Sports Fury. I'm Josh.
I'm Sean.
And happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Thank you for everything you guys have done for us in this country. You guys really kick ass. We have been gone for the last couple of weeks. We were at the last two Thursday night football games in Nashville and Tampa. They were great times. So that's where we have been. And while we were gone, Donald Trump is the president, has won the election. The Chicago Cubs are the World Series champions. The Cleveland Browns are still losers. They haven't won a game. And the Clippers and Charlotte Bobcats are top of the NBA in their conferences. It's a lot of crazy shit.
A lot of surprises.
And, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. First up, we're going to talk about the World Series and the Chicago Cubs. Finally, after 108 years, the Chicago Cubs are now world champions. I mean, I cannot tell you how happy I still am. I've barely slept since it happened. I keep every time I wake up, I think it's not going to...
You think it's a dream?
I think it's a dream. So, but you, I mean, you're not a Cubs fan, you're a Rangers fan. So from your perspective, to me, it was the greatest World Series ever. It was the greatest Game 7 ever. It was the greatest game, period. Yeah. So what did you think about that World Series and that Game 7 to you?
Man, so Game 7 was probably the best Game 7 of any sport I've seen in a very long time. It had everything you wanted. Ups, downs, lead changes, clutch home runs, the rain delay, like everything. Like I was actually about to drive out to Dallas. I was about to drive out to Dallas. I was like, Josh, you know what? I want to stay. I'm gonna watch this game and I'll drive out because I didn't think it was gonna be past midnight by the time I got done. Oh my God! You remember when I got out there? I was so tired. I was like, man.
But was it worth it?
It was totally worth it. Now, was it the greatest series ever? I'm not sure about that, but the Game 7 alone, it was amazing. I don't know what else to say. I was screaming at the screen, just like probably you were, and I'm not even a Cubs fan. So it was just that kind of game. A cap off to the Cubs. Truly, 108 years is a very, very long time. Now I just need my Rangers to do it.
Maybe it'll happen for you next year because I think the Cubs are going to be there next year. So sorry, man, but it's not going to happen. But anyway, that Game 7 was the roller coaster rides of all roller coaster rides. I mean, you're riding high as a Cubs fan. I mean, you're winning with a big lead, and then all of a sudden you're way down there. When they come back, and when they came back, I thought, oh my God, it can't be happening again. Not again. Why does this keep happening to us? What about us does this keep happening to? Why? Why are we cursed? I thought it was going to happen again. Yeah. And then the rain delay happened. And I'm like, oh my God. I can't.
That saved y'all.
I can't.
It completely saved y'all.
My nerves were just like, I just wanted the game to hurry up and get underway. I didn't. Because it was just so much emotion. Me, my dad, everybody watching, it was just so intense. And when the rain delay finally was lifted and the game went back underway, man, we scored. We went up 2 runs in the 10th.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Zorbis came up huge.
I want to say this. I honestly thought that y'all's manager, Madden, was about to overcoach the game when he started doing all these changes.
Yeah.
He reminded me a lot of when the Rangers did it, man. And that's exactly how we lost. We overmanaged. We substituted when we shouldn't have. And I almost thought y'all were about to do the same thing. That really saved y'all.
I thought the same thing. I thought it was a huge mistake. Joe Madden pulling Hendricks when he did. I thought Hendricks was doing fine. And then he put in John Lester. John Lester gave up some runs early. And then John Lester got his feet under him and he started he got settled in. And then I thought Joe Madden pulled him. I thought Joe Madden pulled Lester out at the wrong time. And he put in Chapman. It just like he almost out-coached himself out of a World Series when we had a huge lead. And I was pretty upset about that. I was like, Joe, what are you doing? I'm screaming at the TV. And but you know what? Luckily, we held on, and we got our victory, and we shed some tears, us Cubs fans. It was great.
So many people are in tears.
Now, moving on to something that's not so great, that hasn't been great pretty much the whole entire year. Thursday Night Football.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it.
Ravens, Browns. What'd you think?
Well, it's the same shit as every other week. It's been a blowout, and it's been pretty boring. You know...
Did you even want to watch this game? I
did, just because I never get to see the Browns on on national television on a primetime game, which is that's pretty much why they put them there. It's because they want to give them a primetime game because they're not going to have Monday night or Sunday night or whatever. So I understand the point of that, but it's just been so boring. We've already talked about it. Thursday games just need to go. But you know, it's a division game at the same time because anything could have happened. Last time they played, it was only a 5-point game, so it wasn't like Baltimore destroyed them last time. But and Cleveland had the lead a little bit in this game, and they were playing.
Looked half bad early. Yeah,
they looked really good, but and again, kind of what we just mentioned before. I think Hugh Jackson outcoached himself. He pulled and put Josh McCown in. I don't understand.
The Cleveland Browns played 3 quarterbacks in this game. That's the first time that's happened in the NFL since 2011.
I was pissed because Kessler didn't do bad. It's not like he just threw 3 interceptions. McCown came in and threw like 2 interceptions, like back-to-back drives.
Desperation.
Honestly, I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid, and I don't know. I don't know what to say. The Browns just puzzle me, and I like the coach, Hugh Jackson. I like him.
It's a bad game, and it's kind of boring when I was just sitting there watching the game, and I was thinking – the Ravens were wearing their all-purple jerseys, and I thought it was just how cool would it have been if the Browns were wearing their all-brown jerseys, because then you have a football game of peanut butter versus jelly, and I thought that just would have been so fucking cool.
What?
Like I just thought they should have did that. They missed an opportunity there.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter versus jelly. All brown versus all purple.
I don't know where this comes from, Josh. Okay.
That's how terrible these games have been. I'm like, I gotta look for something.
Too, but it just, I don't know. They have been horrible. All of them been blowouts, double-digit points. But
now, talking about getting away from a boring game into something that's a lot more fun.
Yep.
The Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders, they go into Denver and they win. Or was this?
No,
it was in Oakland. They beat Denver, and that just like made everybody go, okay, this team might be for real now. Are the Oakland Raiders the NFL's hottest team right now?
Well,
the Raiders. Oh my God.
The black hole is doing good. They are doing good. Now, you're kind of disrespecting my Cowboys, okay? Cowboys are 7-1, and they're on a 7-game win streak. How are you going to say that the Raiders are the hottest team? Like, don't get me wrong. All due respect to the Raiders, they came out, they showed up, they beat Denver, they showed that they're a serious team. Even though Denver's offense just looked horrible, they could not run the ball to save their lives. Cowboys are still the hottest team. They have won 7 straight. They're the longest winning streak right now in the NFL. I don't know how. I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan. I'm saying that
right, of course not.
What I've seen.
And don't forget about the Chiefs too. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Raiders on a 3-game. Chiefs are on a 4-game winning streak. So is the Patriots. Yeah. But the Raiders, they
look good. They look good.
I think they've played better defenses, and them beating Denver holds a lot more respect towards them. And this is still a young team, and this is they have a defense that's still just getting better. And their offensive line is, I think, second to only the Dallas Cowboys. Their offensive line is amazing. Latavius Murray is really getting going now. Latavius Murray just tore Denver up. And then
Art's been only sacked, like, not even he's been sacked the least amount of times, I think, right?
Yeah, Derek Carr is getting all the time in the world, and he's got Crabtree, and he's got fucking Mari Cooper. Mari Cooper's having a great season, dude. So I'm so excited for this team. Me and you predicted this, that they were going to take that next step forward, and we're going to go see them Thursday Night Football against the Chiefs.
That's why we wanted to go to that game. Remember, we were like, this is going to be for the division, and it honestly will be. The Chiefs are right there.
Chiefs and Raiders are two of the hottest teams. Yeah. So you're saying the Dallas Cowboys are still the hottest team? I think I'm going to go with Raiders. Raiders are just I'm loving this team. I'm loving it. But a team that I'm not loving right now, a team that has really been shit in the bed, the Minnesota Vikings. In the NFC North, they started off 5-0, and in the last 3 games, losing streak. What the fuck happened?
Dude, I think we fell in love with them a little bit too soon.
Like the Falcons last year? Like when they went 5-0 and they just dropped?
That's exactly what they're reminding me of, is the Falcons of last year. They aren't, I don't know, maybe I'm stunned right now because I thought that their defense was for real. And now their defense just looks mediocre. Like, teams are exposing them a little bit, right?
And then North Turner.
Oh, my God. North Turner resigned out of nowhere. Nobody saw that coming, not even their fucking coaches. Not the players. I'm shocked about that. Their lack of running game is hurting them. But apparently,
hell yeah.
Their offensive line is hurt. That's a big reason.
Their offensive line is terrible. I mean, they're one of the worst in the league.
Starting on tackles.
Yeah.
That's bad.
And, and Sam Bradford, now that, that line is falling apart, North Turner, this is probably going to get uglier and uglier. Yeah, and that defense is really going to have to step it up. Yeah. So, I mean, they lost to the Bears, and they lost to some teams that they should have beaten. And the Minnesota Vikings, I do still see them as a contender going forward. Do you think they'll still...
because the thing is
not even with that defense.
At first, in the beginning of the year, I compared them to Denver as last year, right? But the big difference between them and Denver of last year is Denver could run the ball. If you're going to play that kind of defense as they're playing, you have to be able to run the ball and give your defense a little rest. But they're not doing that. They can't run the ball, And so right now they have no time to throw the ball. I don't see them being a contender. I see Green Bay coming back up. Green Bay's offense is kind of picking it up again. I see them winning that division. I don't think they'll be able to come in.
I mean, Denver would be a good thing to look to if you're a Vikings fan. Like, hey, their offense didn't do all that great last year, including even in the playoffs and even in the Super Bowl. They had the worst offensive stats in the Super Bowl ever, and they still dominated. And their defense, people are comparing it to Denver's defense last year, the Vikings. So I don't think they're a contender. The NFC's too stacked. Too stacked. They're done. Bye. That's how the NFL works. One day you're on top, and next week you're gone. Now, one of those dominating NFC teams and one of their best defenders, Richard Sherman. He's been in some hot water this past week with that hit on Dan Carpenter that didn't get flagged during the game, and
I don't understand.
He has since been fined for that. Now, what do you think about that whole scenario of Richard Sherman? I mean, Richard Sherman says it wasn't a dirty play. Honestly, the whistle never got blown, so he just kept playing. They played through it.
Well, to me, I think it was dirty. If you go back and look at the replay, and they've been showing it constantly, nonstop. Every time you turn on any NFL show, they're talking about it. If you look, he's looking down right before you see him look down, and then he starts diving. He doesn't even make an effort for the ball. It looks like he's aiming for the kicker's leg. Yeah. And to me, when you're going for a block of a kick, what do? You put your hands out, right? You stretch out. You're aiming for the ball. And it looked like he dove straight into the kicker's leg. And honestly, I don't like that, man. I was disappointed. There should have been a flag, and then all that controversy and stuff like that. I didn't like it. I thought it was dirty.
Yeah, I thought it was dirty too. He's been fined by the NFL, and the head of officiating said that It should have been flagged for unnecessary roughness. That was a missed call. I cannot believe the refs missed that during the game. I mean, that's where all the eyes are at that moment, and they missed that. But getting away from that, I don't know what was more controversial, that play or what came afterward. Dan Carpenter's wife, for those that don't know, Dan Carpenter's wife took to Twitter and talked about Richard Sherman and how he's acting like a wild animal, and where she's from, being raised on a farm, what they do to aggressive males is they castrate them. And she says if you act like an animal, you're going to get treated like one. That did not go over well with no one, with anybody.
I don't think she thought that through, but you got
she has since apologized for it.
She has. I saw that apology, and I understand. This is why social media is like a curse, because it's like you get so emotional and you just write shit out and you don't think about it. We see that from everybody, from politicians like Trump, athletes' wives, even athletes themselves, and it's stupid. That's why you should never go on social media when you're emotional, no matter who you are. And she's eating her words right now, and it's fucked up to say that. Yeah, it's wrong, and she apologized, but at the same time, you said what you said.
Still, even her apology was like, no, you don't get it. You just still don't get it. So it's fuck.
You kind of went after. You got to think about it. Like, this is her husband, so I understand her getting emotional.
Yeah, I get that.
I understand why you would say what you said.
But
you know
don't
what I mean?
Say you're gonna castrate him.
That's kind of
like an animal.
That's fucking with the man's life.
That's so fucked up.
That's messed up. But
but
it is what it is. Move on. It'll be 2 weeks and they'll forget about it.
Tony Romo appears that he is. I mean, yes, we're back at it again, because now it seems like he's finally about healthy enough to be ready for gameplay. And I don't think he's going to be activated for this coming up weeks against the Steelers. But he's healthy. The doctors say he's healthy. Now, the time has come. All right. Yeah. So after the Steelers, and especially if they lose to the Steelers, the question is going to come. Okay, now that he's healthy, what do you do?
Yeah. Stick with Dak.
Stick with Dak.
You have to. Don't get me wrong. You know me. Romo is a great talent. He's been really good the last couple of years when he's healthy. We can look at his record, his stats, all that. But you got to go with the momentum. Dak is playing phenomenal. He's taking care of the ball, and everybody's behind him, and everybody loves it. And we can always go to Romo. It's not like Romo is not going to be there if we don't start him, right? Mm-hmm. But you don't want to mess with that chemistry, that build that we have right now. We are the hottest team in the league, even though you don't agree with me. They are the hottest team, and we can be in every game. We could have won that first game, if Terrence Williams would have ran out of bounds. So we could easily be 8-0. Do not mess with it. Do not mess with it. And I love that Jerry Jones backed off of that comment. It's like, oh, Romo's a starter when he gets back. He backed off. So I think they're going to do that.
But you can't put Romo in there, especially when you got the other players speaking up and vouching for Dak. Even your best player right now, Ezekiel Elliott, he's like, he's sticking up for Dak. So there's just no way they can. But then again, if you lose a couple of games, all of a sudden you're starting thinking about it.
Yeah. Depends on if Dak lost us the game.
If Dak, let's say against the Steelers, he goes in there and he throws 2 interceptions and the Cowboys lose a game, do you pull him?
Not yet. You can't just pull off a one game. You gotta see how he bounces back, because he didn't play that good against Philly. Mm-hmm. If you watch the game, he struggled. It looked like he played a good defense that pressured him, and he made some mistakes, right? So, but he came back and he threw that touchdown in overtime and won the game. Honestly, that rollout, that spin around in the pocket, that reminded me a lot of Romo. He's done that plenty of times and found Jason Witten. So give him his opportunity. Let's see how he bounces back from adversity and go from there. Don't bench him after one. Don't be like Cleveland and bench someone for no reason. Fuck that. We're better than that.
I certainly think that Tony Romo, whatever they decide, he'll be cool with it, because he's that kind of guy. So
Yeah.
I think it'll all work out for the Cowboys. And,
He's okay.
I guess. All right, let's get away from the NFL for a little bit, and let's get into the NBA. NBA has gone, is come, and it's underway. And so, what are some of the things that you're seeing from the NBA, and what you take from it?
Well,
Start of the season.
Let's not talk about my Mavericks.
Let's talk about those fucking Mavs.
No, we're good. God damn it. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about how the Warriors are not unbeatable.
Lost the first game. Dropped their first game.
To San Antonio. Lost to the Lakers.
Lost to the Lakers. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. It's one thing to you lose to the Spurs, like okay, all right, but you lose to the Lakers, the young Lakers,
surprising.
rebuilding team, like what the fuck?
It's exactly what we said. Remember, we said they don't have any depth. They got rid of so many tools. They have no bench, no big men. Zaza is their big man. Mm-hmm. We already know Zaza. Like, he's not a big man. He's not going to bully. He's not going to intimidate. So that's their weakness. Yep. And they're beatable. They are beatable.
Yeah, their defense is shit. I mean, and we'll keep saying that. It's going to be a theme all season. Their defense is shit. They're not going to be able to rebound. And they haven't. And
they're not even leading their division.
Yeah. So
Clippers are ahead of them.
Let's talk about who is leading the division? The Clippers. The Clippers are the number one team in the West right now. The Clippers are fucking red hot. Blake Griffin is probably the best player in the NBA right now. Damn.
Well, he's in his contract year. I think him and Chris Paul both are on a contract year.
Yep. So he wants that money.
They're both coming.
Clippers look for real right now, and
let's see how long it lasts, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. See how long it lasts. Now in the East
season.
Now in the Eastern Conference, of course, you still got Cleveland. The Bulls, the Bulls have looked pretty good. I mean, seeing Dwayne Wade come back, seeing him in a Bulls jersey.
He played Miami tonight.
Huh?
He played in Miami tonight.
Yeah, I know, and they gave him the treatment of a home player. They gave him that Dwayne Wade introduction. So I thought it was pretty cool. That was, good respect right there. But I want to talk about Karl Anthony Towns. That dude is phenomenal. And he may be the best player in the NBA here in a couple of years. He is remember we said the same thing about Anthony Davis?
Oh, yeah.
This guy can do it all. He's a big man. He can play. He can shoot from the inside, outside. He blocks, rebounds.
He's a great talent. I like that guy.
I think I got to go see this guy when he comes to Dallas. I got to go see Karl Anthony Towns because this dude is for real. And and another thing in the NBA, seeing the Spurs play without Tim Duncan is just so weird, and they're really missing Tim Duncan's defense, his awareness of the court, and it really sucks to not see him out there. But
I watched the game against the Rockets, and you could tell they missed that spacing, that threat of Duncan down low, and it's sad, but.
And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the Rockets. We're going to save the Rockets for later, and there's a reason why. But the NBA, there's still a long season to go. The Spurs and Bulls looking pretty cool. I'm going to have to go catch one of their games when they go to San Antonio. The Mavericks, they're rebuilding there.
Harrison Barnes.
And we're going to go into a little bit maybe what's going on there later. Yeah. But, So that's with the NBA. Now let's get back to the NFL and with our Week 10 picks. Yeah. Now, let's see. Looking at our picks here, it looks like we are different in only 4 games. 4 games this week. Now, let's go with this. The Bears and the Bucks. Of course, I'm picking my Bears. They got Jay Cutler back. They just beat the Minnesota Vikings. Now, tell me why you have the Bucks.
The Bucks
beating the Bears.
Well, because I think the Bears are going to come down a little bit. They were on a little high because Jay Cutler is coming back and they were looking good. But I think Tampa Bay, Mike Evans, I don't think y'all have any answer for him. He just beasted it.
There is no answer for Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is a monster. We saw that. We witnessed that ourselves.
Yep.
In that game. I don't think that y'all will be able to hang with Mike Evans and Jameis Winston.
Oh,
and Doug Martin is coming back.
They better bring back more than Doug Martin. They better bring back fucking, I don't know, Adrian Peterson. And I don't know what they're going to need, but they're not beating the Bears because their defense has been falling apart. They were looking good early in the season, but they've been very vulnerable, and they're not gonna have an answer for Jordan Howard. They're not gonna have an answer for Alshon Jeffrey. They're not gonna have an answer for Zach Miller. I mean, they're just gonna get tore up. And Chicago Bears defense is very underrated this year.
They have been impressing me in the last couple of games they've played. I am impressed. I'll admit to that.
Let's get into Bengals and Giants. Monday Night Football. I got the Bengals. I'm surprised you're going with the Giants.
I know. I kind of want to change it now, but I just don't trust Cincy's defense. They've been looking mediocre. And the Giants, Eli finally looked really good this past week. He did really good against Philly. Mm-hmm. And their offense, Sterling Shepard looks good. Odell looks good. I feel like they're kind of getting it going. And just coming off that big win, I think they're going to do good.
AJ Green's going to have 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. And I need it for fantasy purposes. So, yeah, I got Bengals destroying Giants on Monday Night Football, which will be good for the Cowboys because the Cowboys are going to lose this week. So getting into this next game, I got the Steelers at home beating the Dallas Cowboys.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? I don't know. Come on, man. Steelers at home.
I had a feeling that you would go with Steelers because you are in love with Big Ben and Antonio Brown and
Le'Veon Bell.
You're in love with that offense. Like you've been in love with them from the very beginning.
Those are 3 of my favorite players.
They're going to be the best offense in the league.
Hell yeah.
They're not. Cowboys have the best well-rounded offense, first off. Nobody can deny that. They have the best offensive line, leading rusher. We are doing really good. We're one of the best on third downs and time of possessions. That offense isn't even going to be on the field. Now, this is what I wanted to jump into, though. Because I knew, I'll let you pick them. You love them. I don't know why. But Pittsburgh is a favorite in that game.
Yeah.
What kind of disrespect is this bullshit? First off, Dallas is on the longest win streak currently, and everybody's like, they're going to lose to Pittsburgh, who's lost 3 in a row. I don't understand the logic. They're a 2.5 point favorite, and I just want to slap whoever said that or assign that number or whatever. It's stupid to me.
Because you see, Big Ben, he's even more healthy now, and he's got Antonio Brown. He's got Sammy Coates. He's got Le'Veon Bell in the backfield. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of offense in this game, and I'm gonna take Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown over Dak, Zeke, and Cole Beasley.
This is the issue. Yeah, they aren't gonna be on the field that long. They're not. That's what Dallas does. They keep the other team off the field.
Okay, so
we can go about an hour for this. So let's.
You'll be hearing from me fucking Sunday when Steelers whoop that ass. Now, getting into our upsets of the week, I'm going to go first. I'm going to go with Saints over the Broncos.
I'm shocked about that.
Saints play phenomenal when they're at home. Drew Brees is just ridiculous at home against anybody. And seeing after what Derek Carr just did to Denver, I like Drew Brees with his receiving core and Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram, he's alive now. He's back. He looks like he's got something going.
All you had to do was bench him.
Yeah, all you had to do was bench him, get him fired up,
motivated.
But yeah, I got Saints beat the Broncos.
I understand it. I could see it because New Orleans has good offense, but Denver. Yeah, Derek Carr did carve up Denver's defense, right? But Denver was out without Talib, who's their best corner. And pretty much, I think he's leading almost in interceptions this year. I think Denver's defense is going to come back. They have something to prove. Von Miller is going to come out and get at least 3 sacks, 1 strip fumble. And I think their offense is going to get it going a little bit. First off, Saints defense sucks. Let's not forget about that. You didn't even touch base on that.
Oh yeah, they suck. But who are they trying to stop?
So there's Booker who's going to get it going. There's going to be you guys still got Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. Those aren't. Those are great receivers.
Yeah.
So
I guess. Yeah,
we'll see what happens. I think Denver's going to win.
All right. And your upset of the week is
Tennessee. Tennessee over Green Bay. And
see,
I know you didn't think it was an upset, but I think it is.
Yeah, we both picked the same.
Both picked Titans. Just with that offense, DeMarco Murray's playing really good. Marcus Mariota is playing really good, and Green Bay's secondary sucks. So Mariota did really good last week, even though they lost to San Diego and he threw a couple late picks. He still did really good.
Exactly.
So I just don't see Green Bay stopping him.
Exactly. That's why I don't think it's an upset. But I know it's Packers and the aura of the Packers and Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson. But, for fantasy purposes as well, I need Mariota to score like 3 or 4 touchdowns. And I think he will against that defense. But that's it for our Week 10 picks. Tune in next week or to see how right I am and how wrong Sean is, of course. And coming up next is the second half of our show.
Whew.
Oh, Week 10. I can't wait. Second half coming up.
All right, guys, welcome to the second half of our show. We got, I would say interesting topic, but I wouldn't say that, Josh, because I don't think the Cleveland Browns can ever be considered interesting.
Oh, no one's ever made that claim.
Let's talk about them. The worst team in the league. 0-10, Josh.
That's the only thing interesting part about it. They are interesting in the fact that they're so uninteresting. They suck. They suck dick. They're fucking 0-10. They haven't even won in the fucking preseason. They haven't won a game at all this year. They fucking suck. I just hope they don't fire Hugh Jackson. That's it.
This is the question, though.
What?
Will they win a game the remaining of the year?
All right, so here are the remaining games for the rest of the year. The Steelers, the Giants, the Bengals, the Bills, the Chargers, and the Steelers. My answer is no. They're not going to win.
Another 0-16?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
They should get 2 first-round draft picks. No. I don't know. That's terrible. That is fucking terrible.
It is. And honestly, Josh, I have to agree with you. I look at their schedule. I thought tonight was their best chance to win, but they just got blown out. So I didn't pick them to win. But I thought this was their best chance to win.
At first, it was looking like it was going to go that way, but
yeah,
they have no answer at quarterback. They got some talented receivers in the receiving core. They got Isaiah Crowell in the back, and Duke Johnson. They have a good line. They just need a quarterback, and their defense needs to start making stops. And I think they can get there. They can get there in a couple years. Stops. They just need Hugh Jackson to stay there. Hugh Jackson could take them to that next level.
I think they said, I was watching the game, and I think they were talking about that, how Hugh Jackson said he went up to the owner and was like, hey, you're not going to fire me. And they're like, you know what? They realized that, all these teams in their division, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals have the longest tenured coaches, well, besides Belichick in the other division, but they have the longest tenured coaches, and there's a reason why those franchises, are successful. And so you got to stick with it. You got to stick it out and get some consistency. And I think they will. Hugh Jackson's a great coach, and I think he will. But, they got to find a quarterback. Yeah. And we'll see what they can do. Maybe that Cody Kessler, maybe they draft one. We never know. Right. We'll see what Hugh Jackson does. But talking about another young quarterback, Josh. We talked about him in our last show, and the show before. Carson Wentz. Has he hit the rookie wall? What's going on with him?
Has he hit the rookie wall?
Week, man. What's going on?
He's hit that rookie wall, I guess you can say, but at the same time, I don't think he's playing all that bad. The competition did get better, and it doesn't help that his fucking receivers are dropping these damn passes. How many times have we seen Jordan Matthews drop touchdowns from him? Like, that doesn't help Carson Wentz, and then the running game is so hot and cold. They should just start Sproles and let Sproles take over that backfield completely, because Ryan Matthews, he's good and then he's not. So I guess you could say he has hit that rookie wall, but he's not getting any help from the rest of his teammates either.
Yeah, and I agree with you. He has rookie wall. The last 4 games, he's thrown 2 touchdowns to having 5 turnovers, 4 picks, and 1 fumble. He's starting to realize that NFL is a little bit faster, right? He's had a lot of bad passes, forcing the ball pressured, which we all expected. Yeah. But what I love about Wentz is he's still slinging it, man. And that's the biggest thing with rookie quarterbacks. They come in, they throw these picks, they lose their confidence, but he's not, man. He's slinging it. He's just throwing. He's going out there and working, and I like that about him. So I think going forward, I think he'll be fine. What do you think? Going forward, the rest of the season, how do you think he'll fare?
I think he's gonna be fine. I think Carson Wentz is a great quarterback, and for a rookie, and I think he's gonna do okay. He just needs his receivers to start making plays. I mean, Jordan Matthews stopped dropping the damn ball, and what's the other fucking receiver? That big receiver, Beckham.
Green Beckham, Green Beckham.
Yeah, that dude is way too damn big to not be involved in this offense. And I even saw that Jordan Matthews is trying to light a fire under his ass and try to get him more fired up and be in this game. But I think he'll be fine.
I do too. I think he'll be good. Hopefully they'll get it going. But we'll see. I'm honestly excited as a Cowboys fan because of the fact that I think we're going to have some great games for years to come with Dak and Carson Wentz going at it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. It's going to be awesome. But let's move on to a very interesting topic that I think we can probably spend 5 hours debating about this, Josh.
What?
But who is the best running back or young running back? We have so many young talent right now, Josh. We have David Johnson. We have Melvin Gordon, Todd Gurley. Let's not forget my Ezekiel Elliott, that rookie. Which one of these? That's a
good young crop of running backs there that the NFL has. And going forward, I mean, right now, who's having the best season? Fuck, I guess you have to go with Ezekiel Elliott because he's the leading rusher, right? And that's what running backs do. They rush. Now, Melvin Gordon, he has the most touchdowns of probably anybody.
11.
And but going forward, if I was a GM and I had my pick of these young crop of running backs, Gurley, Zeke, David Johnson, Melvin Gordon, I think I'm gonna go David Johnson. I mean, Zeke is great, and so are all these other guys. You really can't go wrong with any of these guys, but I'm going to go David Johnson because he's just so versatile and strong. Like, he's got everything, and not that the other guys don't have that, really. Melvin Gordon is not as big or as strong as some of these other guys, but I'm going to go with David Johnson. He's just so explosive, man. This dude is a fucking monster. He can catch. He can run. He can bulldoze over fucking players. I'm gonna go David Johnson.
That's a great choice, Josh. And honestly, I was torn between David Johnson, all these guys. Yeah. Melvin Gordon finally showing his talent, why he was a first round draft pick. Gurley, we saw that last year. Even though he's not having a good season, that just the whole offense sucks. He doesn't have help, right? But I was looking at it and okay, maybe it's a little fan of me, but I got to go Zeke. The only reason is because he runs so angry, and I love that about him, man. He goes after those hits, and he forces the issue. And I love that as a running back, and he doesn't back down. He runs angry, and I love that as a running back, and especially him being young, he's got so much more to learn, and he already looks like he's ahead of the curve. So maybe it's a little fan of me, but I'm going to go Zeke.
Now, I will say this, though. Zeke, David Johnson, Melvin Gordon, they all found their perfect situation. They're in great situations for their talent. But Todd Gurley, last year looked great, but now it's like, holy fuck, this is not looking good. Yeah. And I hope that team turns it around and gets on the right path, because you don't want him to become like what Steven Jackson was with the Rams. You know, you don't want him to just waste all his fucking talent. Don't do that. Get
I
this
hope
guy,
not.
get this guy a better line. Get this guy
He's
better
talented.
offense.
He's a great talent. Great talent. But there he is. Johnson, Zeke. I don't think we can go wrong either way. We can talk and debate for hours about either one of those running backs. All of them have great cases.
Okay.
But you know what, Josh? We can't go too long without talking about one of my favorite players of my team, the Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jason Terry.
He was good, but he's no longer with us, so he's a traitor. No, I love Jason Terry, but Dirk, the all-time great Dallas Maverick, man, I don't know what's going on with him, and I want to talk about my fan side, and I'm going to make up a lot of excuses. So I want to hear from someone that's not a Dallas Maverick fan, and you tell me, what do you think? Is Dirk just old? Is he out of it? Is he not coming back? The old Dirk or whatever? Tell me.
I don't think we will ever see the Dirk of old again. It's not gonna happen. He's just he's a 7-footer who is he's been in the league for 18 years, and he's at the stage of his career where you get an injury and it lingers for a very, very long time, and it really slows you down. You can't recover as fast. Right now he's dealing with a sore Achilles, and he so far he's only got less than 20 points of the season. So the Dirk of old, just like with Tim Duncan, it's time's up, and I think this is gonna be the last year that we see Dirk. I think he'll retire after this year.
I really, really hope not. I still have my Dirk jersey in my closet, and I wear it every time I go to the game. He's one of the best shooters when he was back in his day, man. He changed the game. He changed the game for big men. Now you see all these big men coming in and wanting to shoot, and he's really changed it in that kind of regard. I really hope we haven't seen it. Seen the last of the old Dirk. I don't want to jump to that conclusion yet because it's still early in the season, and he missed a few games just because he was under the weather. He was sick. I don't know exactly what his illness was, but he didn't play a few games because of that, and it wasn't because of the sore Achilles. That didn't come in until after. So I'm going to give it a little bit longer and see, because just a few years ago, there was a time where he did get hurt. Remember, he missed the whole season. And I was like, oh, no, he's not coming back. But he came back and did really good the next year and the year after. So I want to see what he can do. He doesn't take a lot of hits because he doesn't play big down low. He's a shooter, so he doesn't bang down low like a normal big man. So I think if he can come back and be consistent, maybe he'll give it another year, but yeah, he's definitely only got a couple years left. So, and it's sad to say because I love Dirk.
It's his last year. It sucks.
So, I'm praying. But sticking with basketball, Josh, another Dirk playing bad, but let's talk about one of the best players right now, James Harden.
James who?
This guy, James Harden.
James Harden?
The beard, the fucked up teeth.
Oh, okay.
He is murdering right now. How many? 6 double-doubles this year so far? Averaging over
6.
30. Averaging 30 points. Yeah, 6 double-doubles, 30 points and 13 assists. He just beat your Spurs, Josh. And I know you're a little disappointed about that, but what is going on right now?
He's the best player in the NBA. He looks like he's having an MVP season. I think it's going to continue. They moved him to the point guard position, and right now he's the best player, and he's the best point guard in the NBA. He's averaging 30 points with 13 assists. Are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit! How do you just switch to that position and be that fucking good already? 13 assists a game. That's like fucking Jason Kidd. It's like Chris Paul back in the day. Holy fuck, he's just dropping dimes, man. He's accounting for so much of his offense. I mean, this guy is gonna be, if he keeps playing like this, he's gonna be the MVP of this league, and he beat the San Antonio Spurs, and he'll probably beat the Warriors too. This dude is fucking legit.
He was already unstoppable on offense. I just watched the Spurs game, right? I didn't watch the whole thing, right? But I watched the very end, and I saw this. The Spurs were starting to make a comeback, and I saw him drive against one of the best defenders in Kawhi Leonard, and he did this he did this drive to the basket, and he laid it up over Kawhi Leonard, who's one of the best defenders.
Yep.
And at that point, I knew this guy is focused. He's determined. That offense, I think, fits him. He's got Mike D'Antoni, right? That's the new head coach there.
Yeah.
So I think they're utilizing him great. They're putting the ball in his hand right away, and he's confident, because he's leading that team. If he keeps playing like this, MVP over Steph Curry.
Definitely.
So I'm excited. Even though I don't really like Houston, I'm excited to see what James Harden can do in the right offense. So, oh man, it's gonna be a great
right, because
season.
everyone thinks we're gonna talk about LeBron, we're gonna talk about Curry, we're gonna talk about Durant. We're talking about James Harden, maybe even Westbrook. So yeah,
it's gonna be an awesome NBA season. I'm so glad it's here. Even though I love football and it's still football season to me, but it's so awesome to have another sport to watch during the week, not only on Sundays and Mondays and fuck Thursdays, but but yeah, it's gonna be awesome. But
no shit,
Josh, it's getting about that time. We're gonna have to talk about the villains and heroes of the week.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go somewhere else with that. I thought we were gonna have the talk. You say hero and villain of the week?
Yes.
One of my favorite parts.
You love
where
this
I get
part.
to shit on somebody.
So you can, pretty much.
All right.
Tell us what you think, Josh.
I'm going first, villain. Yeah. I'm going to go. My villain of this week is Jeff Fisher. I'm calling out Jeff Fisher. I used to be a big fan of Jeff Fisher for the longest time in Tennessee. But then I started realizing maybe this guy is not as good as we think he is. And right now, this year, fuck him. He's an asshole. They drafted Jared Goff, number 1 overall. And they haven't played him yet. What is he fucking waiting for? They're 3-5. What the fuck is? They have nothing to lose, right? Yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs. Let's your fans. You just moved. This franchise just moved to LA. Your fans want to see what this team is capable of. You have the number 1 overall pick just sitting there on the bench. Fucking play him. Let's see what he could do. Look what Dak's doing in Dallas Cowboys. Look what Wentz is doing with the fucking Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, these teams believe in their guy. They drafted him. They believe in him. They're giving him the opportunity. Fisher, give your fucking number 1 overall pick the opportunity. Maybe he does suck, but put him out there. Give him a fucking chance. Fuck you, Jeff.
You got to give him experience. You got to. You have nothing else to lose. Nothing.
I'm done. You go.
All right, let's talk about my villain. And I think this could be a villain for both of us because, God. All right. So we were at a bar this past Sunday.
Right.
And we were sitting in this section. We were sitting in this section. We had all the TV set up. We're like, fuck it. The bartender was badass. The manager was badass. And we've been to this bar so many times, so they know us. And they're like, hey, typically this is a lot of Eagles fans coming in. And we're like, okay, but they're not reserved. They're not reserved tables. Mm-mm. Not. They have reserved tables in the other room for Steeler fans, but not in this. But they're like, hey, you're fine. I was like, okay, cool. So what happens? These Eagle fans that usually, I guess, sit there, show up, and they got mad because we're fucking sitting at the table. It's not reserved. But what do these bitch-ass motherfuckers do? They go to the, GM, general manager guy?
Yeah.
And fucking complain to him like, oh, these guys are in our seats. And they made us fucking move 5 minutes before the goddamn game started. Oh, I was pissed, dude. I can't believe we had to freaking move. We had the perfect seat in the fucking bar because these guys wanted to bitch and complain. We should have.
Should have just stayed and watched the fucking Eagles game.
They're my villains, man. I just wanted to punch them right in the throat. Piss me the fuck off. And their team lost. That's what you get. Okay, sorry. All right. Let's jump into better news. The hero of the week.
Oh, easy. I couldn't wait to talk about this guy this whole past week. Zorbist.
Yep.
The MVP of the World Series. I mean, this guy was clutch. When we came back from that rain delay.
Of course, you'd say something about the Cubs.
Of course. I mean, fuck. They came back from that rain delay, and Zorbist fucking got us a run, got us a clutch hit. He did that last year for the Royals. He did it for this year. He was the MVP of the World Series for the Chicago Cubs. You gotta go. That's my hero, man. Zorbist. And there were other heroes on that team that did great.
Yeah.
You know, Chris Bryant, Schwarber. You know, Jake Arrieta. These guys are all my heroes. But Zorbist, he was MVP for a reason. He was hitting clutch. And Zorbist, you're my hero. Thank you.
Yeah. Zorbist did really good, man. God, I was shocked. I thought it was going to be Schwarber, but I didn't realize Zorbist did so good, man. He was like that under the radar consistent. Like nobody really thought he would be that guy. So hats off to him. Great guy. Great player. My hero though, and I feel kind of bad. That's why I wanted to mention him in this video. Honestly, I don't know his name. He's our shuttle driver. When we just flew out to Tampa. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. We flew out to Tampa this past a week ago to this day. And we got to the airport, and we call our hotel because they gave us free shuttle because it was like only like 10 minutes away. And we called them, and they're like, okay, we'll send them over. 20, 30 minutes go by. We're getting pissed because it's like, 4 or 5 o'clock. The game's starting in a couple hours. We wanted to rest.
Oh, yeah. I called them back. I was like, where the fuck are you guys?
Yeah, you were calling, getting mad, and I was getting frustrated. And finally, it still took him another 20, 30 minutes after that. And finally, he gets there. We jump in the car. This guy was so quiet too. Like I was like, man, he's a fucking asshole. And then he was a young guy, and we finally got on the highway, and we're like, oh, we'll be there in like 10 minutes. Nope, there was traffic out of the ass. Like, oh my god, 10 minutes away is our hotel from the airport. It took us like at least an hour and a half to get there.
I've never seen traffic like that. I mean,
yeah. I guess we didn't think about it, right? I felt like an asshole for getting so frustrated and mad at this guy when he had to sit in this traffic on his way to us, and now he's having to sit in this traffic on the way back to the hotel. What's even worse, and the reason why I want to bring this up, because I don't think me and you, we're both exhausted from flying all day.
Right.
We forgot to get cash out, and we didn't tip the guy, and we felt so bad. When we got to the hotel, we're like, hey, do you have any cash? And I was like, no. And I looked at you, and you're like, I don't either. And I was like, oh, fuck. We just sat in an hour and a half with this guy, and we're not going to give him anything. We felt kind of bad, and we even said something to the guy. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. He was cool, but at the same time, he's probably thinking, fuck these guys. These guys didn't even tip. And I just want to give him a shout-out. And he's the hero for having to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah, it took over an hour and a half to go less than a few miles. And we didn't tip him.
I couldn't believe it.
We salute you on the internet, sir.
His villains of the week, Josh.
We were the villains of the week.
We're the villains of the week for that guy. But yeah, that's our heroes and villains. Interesting, typical from you from the Cubs. But yeah, let's kind of get away from sports, Josh. Let's kind of talk about your weekend. What you're going to be doing.
I'm gonna go watch a movie. I'm gonna go watch Dante's Inferno.
No Supernatural?
Oh, I'll be watching Supernatural too. I just got into season 9.
Wow.
So I'm going to watch Dante's Inferno finally, and then I'm going to probably get halfway through season 9 of Supernatural. And that's what I'll be doing.
We can actually talk about it.
Yep.
Thank God. Now, I'm actually going to do something that I've been saying I was going to do for like the last year or two. I'm going to catch up on Walking Dead. I am 3 or 4 seasons behind. I kind of already know what's going to happen, little things here and there. But, after the Halloween thing and all this talk about everything, I need to catch up, man. I love that show. I don't know why I got away from it. I need to catch up. I just need to sit down all weekend and just binge watch.
You're going to be so shocked on a lot of things.
I don't even know how far back I am. So I'm probably going to have to rewatch almost every season just to see where I left off. Luckily, I have Netflix, and I'll binge watch all day long.
Yep.
So
cool.
That's what we're going to be doing. Awesome. I'm so glad you're going to get caught up on Supernatural, Josh, so we can actually talk about it. And I'm going to get caught up on Walking Dead, so we can talk about that.
Yay.
But, all right, Josh, it's about the end of the show. I guess let's end it out with our shout-outs. Yeah. What do you have?
Me? You? Okay.
Want to talk about?
My shout-out goes to another Chicago Cub.
Oh, goodness. Let me guess.
I'm going to go I'm giving a huge shout out to someone who felt a little bit unappreciated during the whole entire playoff picture. Miguel Montero, our catcher, one of our veteran catchers of the Chicago Cubs. He felt like he didn't get a whole lot of playing time, and he didn't. And I just want to say, it's a tough thing. Miguel Montero was great for most of the regular season, but towards the end of the season, he was hitting terrible. And so when we got into the playoffs, Joe Madden decided to go with veteran David Ross, and he wanted to use a lot of Contreras, who is our rookie catcher. Now, that's a very ballsy move to go with a rookie catcher with our pitchers that we have. But that's how good Contreras is. And Miguel Montero was really only used in pinch-hitting situations. And he really didn't really appreciate that. He wanted to play more. He was brought to the Chicago Cubs for that veteranship, and for this very scenario that they get deep in the playoffs, he was going to be used a lot because they were going to use him for that very purpose, and they didn't do that. They went with Ross and Contreras. And I just want to say, Miguel Montero, you were awesome. Even the few times that you did play in the playoffs, you had huge clutch moments against the Dodgers, and when it looked like it was we were just hanging our heads going, oh my God, here he comes again. You hit a grand slam, and you made sure we won that game. And then in Game 7, Montero, even though Zorbris made the other hit that got us to 7 points, it was your run that you drove in to get us to 8 points. That 8 points is what led us to win that game, because they went on to score Cleveland Indians 7 points. So Montero's run in to get us to 8 is what got us the World Series. So Miguel Montero, my shout out is to you. You are not unappreciated by the Cubs fans. We love you. You're awesome.
I honestly thought you were going with Theo Epstein on that one, but okay, I like it. Unique. My shout out is going to go to your dad. The reason I bring up your dad is because, first off, congratulations to him for, I know he was very emotional. You showed me that video crying for the Cubs, but I want to give him a shout out for another reason, is the buddy passes he gave us for those flights to Tampa. That could have been a lot more expensive than it really was flying out there. It was great. The buddy passes, I don't want him to go unappreciated. I wanted to give him a shout out because that saves us a lot of money, and him supporting us and helping us out, because our dream is to go to all these games. I know we're going to be flying a lot more.
Oh yeah.
And I know we'll be hitting him up a lot, and I just want to give him a shout out, Mr. Quiroz. Thank you.
Awesome. Well.
Oh man, is it the end already?
Yep, it's about that time. And I want to say, like I said, earlier in the show, starting out, we were gone these last 2 weeks. We went to Nashville, saw the Jaguars and Titans game. And then we went to Tampa the very last week, saw the Bucks and Falcons game, and those are great experiences. Nashville was a great place. Tampa, not so much. Well, we weren't really in Tampa for just merely hours. We were there for the game, and we came right back. That was a very, very fun day. That was a long day.
It was exhausting.
But you know what? We got exactly what we wanted. We saw some big plays by the players that we wanted to see from both of these games. And I can't wait to go forward, man.
I'm excited. I think we got exactly what we wanted. We saw Julio Jones, Mike Evans
making big plays.
Battle of the receivers, man. It was a great, great game.
Don't forget DeMarco Murray.
Still takes it though. Oh yeah, DeMarco Murray.
Mariota.
Allen
Robinson had some good catches.
The Nashville experience was overall amazing.
Great city.
Great.
They're gonna be hard to top.
Anybody's watching this, you should go. It's awesome. All the museums, the Parthenon, or is that how you say it?
Yeah, and the people there are just so phenomenal. The food there was so great. Best barbecue I've ever had. Kansas City, I know you guys are known for your barbecue as well.
We'll check that out in December.
We'll find out. But If you enjoyed this episode, and you enjoy us talking and what we had to say, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let us know what you guys think, and see you next week.
Yeah, later.